learning your duties.
That's a
In a different way. It ain't that big a deal. I'm still on 4 wheels.
Well, we're driving you up the pole tonight as we explore the latest fitness craze that's hitting the region, and we find out the truth behind claims that we've become a generation of binge drinkers. And speaking of which, how old you should be before you can even buy a pint. So remember, there's plenty to hang around for on tonight's edition of Late Attitude, 11:30, ITV1.
The new show that gives you the chance to question the region's MPs. Sunday Soapbox is back on Sunday at midday. Before that, though, on ITV1, it's Late Attitude.
Hello and welcome to Late Attitude. This is Angel, and she's going to be showing us why pole dancing is fast becoming popular as a new way to keep fit. And from pole dancing to pints, we become the pisshead generation.
I try not to drink, but when I do, I only have like 1 or 2.
If you're just going out to enjoy yourself, have a fun time, it shouldn't matter how much you drink.
Now, maybe not everybody is as mad about getting as pissed as possible as some people seem to think. But we are in Hull this week to ask a few questions about binge drinking. For instance, do you know when enough is enough? And is going out and getting absolutely rat-arsed one of your weekly routines? And I'm talking to you lot as well. What about you lot? Do you think you go out and binge drink now and again?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know when to stop? Yeah. Are you sure? How do you know when to stop? You're not too sure, are you? Okay. Well, how many drinks is a binge, and do you know when to stop? That's what we're going to be asking. Joining us from the Viking FM newsroom is Kate Armstrong. Kate, drinking something we've been discussing all week, but what else has been on the airwaves?
Right, yesterday, of course, it was the budget, and not good news for drinkers and smokers, I'm afraid, because beer's gone up a penny a pint and smoking's gone up 8p a packet.
Well, I'll have a learn them, but all the usual suspects.
Yeah, that's right. Also, we've been finding out that Yorkshire is actually the fattest county in Britain.
What?
Yeah.
We are the fattest county?
That's
well,
right.
I presume you're not meaning getting down and digging it.
No, I'm not.
Oh, God. Well, what a terrible thing to be number one at. That's depressing.
I know, too many pies, I'm afraid.
Stay off the pies, people. Stop. I'll just at least eat the fillings.
If we're laying off the booze this week, we thought we'd give you some tips on how to get that natural high. Tom Rees from Viking FM. Now, you've got some very interesting suggestions from your listeners, haven't you?
Yeah, but if you'll talk about my natural high first.
Well, why not?
My beloved, the mighty, mighty Tottenham Hotspur are 2 words going down.
I have to agree with Rich on that one. It's very, very boring to talk about.
Shut up as well. Right.
I'm a Leeds fan.
Seeing them win the league or maybe a cup is a natural, amazing high for me.
But it doesn't happen very often.
No, twice in the last 20 years, so I don't get to do that. Now, we have been talking about this on the show and over the past week or so, and it seems like lots of our listeners are actually adrenaline junkies, doing things like bungee jumping,
snowboarding.
Oh yeah, all of that. And some slightly less strenuous activities, like having a long hot bath, or maybe even meeting...
Is that a natural high?
I think so, after a hard day.
Well, I don't think so.
Or maybe even meeting your hero.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Now, I did actually meet my all-time hero.
Did you?
Gary Lineker, got his autograph, and, well, he wasn't much cop, really. He was a bit boring.
I got the same with Robbie when I met him. He was very, very dismissive.
Was he?
Yeah, he wasn't really particularly friendly to me.
Did you?
I would like to say I did, but that would be a big, huge lie, which actually takes over to Richard, because we're talking about what is the worst lie ever.
Well, I don't think I could tell you my worst one on telly, but I do have a few recurring ones like, oh, that's never happened before, and it's normally a lot bigger. Now, apparently we're a nation of binge drinkers, uncontrollable lager louts and petty pissheads, or at least that's what the papers say. But what do you really think about binge drinking, and will having a warden on a taxi queue at the end of the night have a positive effect?
Usually when I do go out, I don't usually get that drunk. It's very rare that I do. And that's when I'm out with a lot of friends and a lot of money.
Right. Fair enough, is once a weekend, either Friday or Saturday night, go out, have a good time. You don't need to, as long as you know what you're doing, it's fair enough, I think.
But I think it's very much encouraged these days by the pubs, bars, things like that. But, you know, soft drinks are more expensive than the alcoholic drinks.
Maybe in nightclubs it should be a bit more strict on IDing people, because there are a lot of youths going in and just drinking the guts up.
I don't drink every week. So I think it's alright, you know, just to have a bit of fun every now and then. I think it's fine.
Obviously, down to my religion, I don't drink in the first place anyway. But what the effect alcohol has on them puts me off drinking in the future as well.
I go out and I enjoy myself, and the thing is, you shouldn't do it unless you can take the consequences. But equally, I mean, you don't have to binge drink to get yourself in danger.
When I start to go blind and pass out in clubs and get carried by about 3 people and get thrown into taxis and stop the taxi and be sick, then go again, then sick again, then go again, then get home and puke all over my dad's bathroom, then I usually know I've had quite a good night, enough to drink.
If you leave a bar and you're feeling slightly dizzy, you can still hear the noise in your head, then you know you've had too much, and that's when I stop.
OK, Kate, who says we're a nation of binge drinkers and why?
Well, it's the government that's saying it, I'm afraid.
Yeah, well, they would. What do they know? I mean, aren't they permanently pissed anyway?
Well, apparently we're a nation of alcoholics, so we go out to relieve stress, so I guess it's all down to peer pressure.
Oh, bum. All right, just give me some facts. Come on, get on with it.
Right, there's 13 people die every single day due to a direct result of drinking, and it's costing the NHS £20 billion every single year.
OK, you've convinced me enough of the facts already. What are they going to actually do about it?
Right, well, they're bringing in these new town centre marshals and fines on antisocial behaviour, bigger fines, but the town centre marshals are going to be outside pubs, clubs, taxis, that kind of thing.
These marshals, are they, what are they? You're going to have to explain to me, are they police officers, are they people?
No, they won't all be police officers because they basically can't afford to put that many police officers out there.
OK, so what we're saying is we're chucking more people into a place where there's already too many.
Yeah, more of a hindrance than a help, I think.
Maybe they just want to try more police officers, or perhaps just staggering release times for nightclubs, or even more taxis.
I think we just need to get rid of this British culture of drink as much as you can, as fast as you can, really.
Yeah, good advice. Yeah. OK, Tom, you work for SCAN, what's that?
SCAN's a new initiative funded by the Department of Health, also supported by Royal College of Psychiatrists and National Treatment Agency for Substance Misuse.
OK, so tell me, what is binge drinking? Start me there.
Well, binge drinking is calculated by a variety of measures. One way of calculating it is the amount that somebody could consume in one session of drinking. For a male, that would be over and above the recommended daily units, which is 4 units. For a female...
4 units. Equate that to pints and glasses of wine for me.
2 pints of normal strength
So we're saying
lager.
2 pints a night? OK, what if I don't drink for 3 or 4 nights? Can I have, say, 3 times those 2 pints? Can I have 8 pints on a Friday if I don't drink all week?
Fortunately, it doesn't work like that. The accumulation effect of alcohol actually makes your tissue worse and worse and worse the more you drink.
OK, right. So what's the weekly recommended limit? Tell us.
For a male, healthy male, 21 units a week, and for a healthy female, 14 units a week.
So you're saying if I drink 4 pints, I'm a binge drinker in one session. If I drink any more than, say, I don't know, 12 pints a week, I'm a binge drinker also?
That's one definition that is being used by the governments.
OK, well, at least that clears that up for this. Has anybody got any comments about binge drinking? Any questions for Tom?
Yeah, I was wondering what the best cure for a hangover was, apart from a full English, of course.
It's only time, keeping yourself hydrated with water, sleep. Best not to do it.
Thank you very much. And your question?
Yeah, with me being Irish and being St. Patrick's Day yesterday, surely it's all right that I went out and got absolutely rat-assed.
That's your personal choice. I think, you need to be aware of the risks of doing it, risks on other people as a consequence of your behaviour, but that's entirely up to you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Tom.
Don't forget, if you've got anything that you'd like to say about alcohol, whether you love or hate the stuff, log on to lateattitude.com. And if you want help and advice, there's always the National Alcohol Helpline on 0800 917 8282. Well, we've spoken about drinking to relieve the pressures of work, college, life, whatever, whether it's to get totally out of your tree or just slightly merry. But if we dump the drinking, what else can we do for a good time?
Some people get pissed to get high, but what do you do
to get a natural high? Well, natural high was when I swam with dolphins.
Really?
Yeah, you can't beat it.
I used to aim to be a professional footballer, and having a few trials, that was my natural high.
I go to like rock festivals and stuff like that, and that really kind of gets me going, or I'll drink and I'll go to a club, but it's quite boring, isn't it, really?
I think life's what you make it is. You can get a high from just about anything.
I get my natural high from shopping. I just love spending all the money.
Collecting music is generally, I like to find something that's hard to get hold of, something especially if it's cheap.
I enjoy playing rugby because a bit violent at times. I like hitting people.
And we're just out in the car, just having a laugh, having a drink, stopping off where we want to. You're completely free. Your parents are with you, but you're not doing anything wrong. You're just having a laugh, and that is the best feeling.
The biggest natural high was probably seeing Guns N' Roses at Leeds Festival, which is live music. They said you can't beat it.
The only natural high is sex. It's like the only free high.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say sex.
Okay, is this on your own or with someone else?
Yeah, it's on my own, really.
Now, Tom, As a radio DJ, I'm guessing that music is pretty high on your list of natural buzzes.
Yes, it is actually. I love going to see bands. I love going to festivals as well. Went to one last year, saw the likes of Coldplay, David Gray.
Oh, wow.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, amazing. But I didn't realise I was pretty much drunk the whole weekend.
Oh, that's cheating. That's not a natural buzz.
What I give with one hand, I take away with the other.
Oh, really? But that takes care of the summer, but what about the cold winter nights?
Well, I know my mum's probably watching this programme and I can't really say the word, but...
Well, give us a clue.
I'll give you a clue. See if you can guess what this is.
OK. No, not getting it at all. I can't possibly think about what you're insinuating. Richard, now what about the audience? What about their natural highs?
OK, well, let's ask some of you guys. OK, any of you got any inventive ways for a natural high?
Yeah. Well, making love to a beautiful woman.
I reckon you need to be inventive for a beautiful woman. Yeah. A lot of imagination. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Definitely got to be bungee jumping.
Have you done a bungee jump?
Yeah, last year in New Zealand.
Really? Yeah, they're quite good. Anybody ever thought about taking up pole dancing? No, seriously, they're running exercise lessons in it nowadays, and apparently it can get quite hard.
This is pole dancer Angel. Do you do this for a full-time living then?
Yeah, I do teach the lessons kind of professionally, but I don't do it all the time.
Right, OK, so is it a good fun hobby?
Oh, it's great fun, honestly. You get a workout without even realising it.
Yeah, I bet you do. You've got to be ultra fit for it. What sort of exercises do you have to do?
Basically, you don't really have to do any exercises. When you come here, then you just do the gentle moves and then you work up
so you
to the
ease them in
stronger
gently. And what about for new starters? What tips have you got for them?
Basically, never think you can't do anything. You can do everything and always point your toes.
Always be positive. Right, OK, who's up for having a go under Angel's tuition on the pole? You are. Brilliant. Right, OK, well, we'll see how good you are later on in the show.
I think we could do with a little bit of emergency kitchen roll over there. I think there's been some drooling going on. And judging by the drooling, if these classes really do take off, there'll be some very happy boyfriends. But will these classes come with an age limit? And with so many different legal age limits around, what does shagging at 16, driving at 17 and drinking at 18 really mean? Why could we just have one age limit where we can do absolutely everything? But obviously not all at once.
Yeah, I agree with guidelines, but I'm not going to listen to them, to be honest with you. I go out drinking, I do whatever I like, to be honest with you, unless someone's going to stop me.
Coming of age under the spotlight when Late Attitude returns in just a moment.
Sue.
This is Late Attitude, and we're in Hull with two lucky members of our audience. I've been at the mercy of professional dancer Angel, trying to learn a few tricks of the trade because, and get this, it's a new Keep Fit craze. OK, Angel, tell me, how have our girls been getting on?
They've been doing really well.
Oh, come on, give me the honest answer, not the nice one.
Well, they're a bit scared of the pole at first, but once they got over their fear, then they can do whatever they like.
Fair enough. OK, now tell me, which is the one trick I could learn to try and convince people I was a pole dancer?
Forward spin would probably be the easiest.
Just show me, show me.
Right, I'll show you. Basically, just lean forwards and lift your foot.
Go for it. Well, I'm sure, judging by that, pole dancing classes are going to be extremely popular. And if you think there are any other new crazes that we should be featuring on Late Attitude, then log on to the website, let us know what it is, and we could have you on the show. Next, who decides when we can and can't have sex? And why at 16 can we shag a girl, get her pregnant, but we can't even vote for the child's rights or drive the kid to nursery? Coming of age, what the fuck is it all about?
Smoking's fine at 16 and drinking's definitely fine at 18. I'm 16, I've been drinking for years, so screw it.
With 16 being able to smoke and also like the age of consent for like sex, I'm not convinced about that one.
Look, all to one age and everything's going to close right, isn't it? The world's just going to be in one big ruckus. You've got to spread everything out because it's just not going to, the world's not going to be the same as it's when I get wrecked.
Things like drinking and other stuff, people will do it illegally anyway, underage. So, I mean, is it really kind of, if you do put an age limit on it, will people abide by it in the first place?
A lot of people carry fake IDs nowadays anyway, so all the trouble about underage drinking, I think it's a bit of a waste of time.
No one really cares, they're going to do it anyway. They can get away with it. I mean, clubs and everything, you get in when you're 15,
and it's really easy to do.
It's all entirely up to the individual. If you're a mature person, then you're capable of doing these things at, well, any age. To be honest, I mean, I think I was old enough to do some things when I was about 14, but other people, I don't think they're ever going to be old enough. So
things such as drinking, I think it's a bit ridiculous, 18, because you're old enough to, say, get married and not allow a drink on your own head night or whatever.
As it stands, it's quite good, 18 and stuff, to vote and drink, because although, well, we're drinking anyway, it's kind of 18, but you see a lot of people underage drinking and stuff, but it's kind of a barrier to stop, say, even younger people.
OK, it seems to be a topic that's really hitting a nerve. Marie, as chairperson for a youth forum, tell us, why is coming of age so important?
It's a bit confusing, really, because you can have sex at 16, but you can't watch it until you're 18. You can have a child, but not vote till you're 18. And you can pay tax, but your employer actually doesn't have to pay your minimum wage till you're 18.
OK, now, I know it's all very confusing, and there's a few things. So, as a 16-year-old, I could have recorded myself having sex, but it'd been illegal to actually watch it.
Yeah.
That just seems bizarre to me. It really
Slightly
does.
strange.
And that's not, I don't mean the thought of me having sex. So, Kate, tell me, how's the law stand on the age of consent at the moment?
Well, it's really different across the whole world, actually. I mean, like we say, it's 16 in this country. In Ireland, it's actually 17. In France, it's 15, but in Japan, it's actually as low as 13.
13?
Yeah.
Now, that does seem low. Now, I know nobody's going to agree on this. It's obvious. That's why there's so much confusion in the first place. But a Japanese businessman, for instance, could come to this country and think nothing of it, of approaching a 13-year-old. And in his culture, he's done nothing wrong. Over here, he's going to end up in jail, isn't he?
He is, basically, for 2 years.
Tell me, obviously, as an 18-year-old, where do you stand? Is it a bit clearer when you get to a point where everything's OK to do?
Well, with me being 18, I know I can do pretty much everything now. But, I mean, you know, at 17 you can drive, and then 18 you can drink. I think that's quite good that you've got like a year to become responsible without drink driving, kind of a thing. But 16 having sex.
I think maybe we've got a very confusing age range for everybody, and I think that's shown by the VT. And maybe we just need to make one limit for everything. So maybe 17 is a good compromise. Bring one down, take the other up, and therefore everybody will know where they're coming from, so to speak.
I think it'd be much easier to enforce the laws that way as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, sure. Let's get a few questions from some of our audience. Justine, over to you.
Do you think the legal age limit could do with a change?
Yeah, definitely. I think the age that you're allowed to drive should be put down to 16, because that's the age you start going to college. You have a lot more freedom, so you need to drive at that age, really.
Good point. And what about yourself?
Yeah, I think they should get rid of the age limit on having sex, because for the people that are having sex underage, sometimes they're too scared or too worried to ask for advice or help. So I think by getting rid of it, it might lower the number of teenage pregnancies and diseases going about.
Right, just might.
I think no matter how much you change like the legal age limit, people are still going to do it underage because like they want to rebel against the law. I mean, they're teenagers, so you know everyone does that at that age. So. Yeah.
So you think you'll get a lot of people rebelling against it?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Okay. Good point. All right. Thank you very much.
Let us know what you think about the whole coming-of-age debate by logging on to lateattitude.com. We're filming in Wakefield and Castleford next week, so if you want to hook up with our team and be on camera, just log on and let us know.
We've got loads of emails from last week, especially about No Smoking Day. Yeah,
Chris from Homewood has got quite a long one, so bear with me. If smokers want to ignore the facts and carry on killing themselves, then that's fine, just let them. But I don't want to exercise well and eat and drink in moderation just to be killed by a side effect of their negligence. Place a public ban on the filthy habit, filthy in capitals. And don't even breathe in my direction, Mingers. Well, that's entitled to his opinion.
Right, Brenda, who's 25, says she's recently had acupuncture and she's managed to stop smoking for 2 months. She wants to be here to see her kids grow and she feels so much better for stopping.
Well done, Brenda, well done. Jim from Doncaster wanted to talk about celebrity endorsements, and he said, I bought some footy boots like Beckham's because I secretly thought it might make me play like him. Unfortunately, I'm still shit. Nice one, Jim, appreciate your honesty there.
Paul from Wakefield says footballers may be on 20 grand a week, but they've got fewer brain cells than the average sheep.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it? On sheep, obviously. Now, we've been looking at age limits, and let's face it, we've all lied about our age before. But what's the worst lie that you've ever told?
Whether it's a small white lie to an ex-girlfriend, a slightly bigger one to your mum, a huge one to your boss. We all like to lie every now and then, just to keep ourselves on our toes. But what's the biggest lie you've ever told? Go on, tell me. I won't tell anyone. Honest.
Telling my girlfriend that I love her now. I'm only joking. I love you really, darling.
I photocopied someone's diary once and then pinned it around the school and said it wasn't me.
But I think white lies are there for jokes, really.
I went out for a drink once and some real fat bird was like trying to come on to me. I told her I was gay.
Some white lies can really get you into trouble, say, but if you know your friend's asking you your honest opinion, or how do I look on a night out, and you know she looks horrible, you've got to tell her in order to save her the embarrassment.
Oh, I've told some white lies in my time. You know, told the old lady that she's beautiful when she's not looking too hot, you know, stuff like that.
I try not to, but if it's going to stop someone from feeling bad about themselves or hurt them, then I'll tell a white lie.
Whenever, really. I could be lying right now. Yeah, a lie's a lie, innit? It's up to you if you want to tell a lie or not.
I wouldn't say it's one big lie, but I'm probably going to have to lie when I go back to college now about
Here and there, yeah.
yeah, why I'm going to be late for college, why my boss is going to kick my ass tomorrow, and you know, I'll get a big bollocking for all this, yeah.
I find when I tell a lie, it leads on to another lie, and then you tell another lie, and in the end everyone hates you because you just lied about everything. So I think it's best to be open and honest.
When I've been late, I've had a puncture. Just, I'm putting myself in a hole here.
Why, what did you say, that you were a mathematician and a scientist?
No, my boss at work actually think I used to be an astronaut.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's original.
And I've got one, I bet you've done this one as well.
Go on.
Not tonight, darling, I've got a headache.
I've not, actually.
Have you not?
Washing my hair, yes.
Oh, right, okay. Do the wash, actually. And no, this one.
That's why it's tied back.
This is cold. I don't know if I can tell this. This
Go
is
on.
terrible.
Go on.
To an ex-girlfriend, the worst lie I told her. I love you too.
You pig. You filthy, filthy animal.
Yeah.
That's foul.
That's really bad, that, isn't
And
it?
what did she say to you? Did she buy it?
I said, no, thanks. Okay.
Oh, that's really nasty. I hope you don't talk to her anymore. Well, actually, I
Well,
hope
no,
she doesn't talk to
speak
you.
me. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the way it's worked.
You evil, evil, evil man. Horrible, horrible.
Sorry.
What about you, Richard? What about the audience? Have they told any crackers?
Myself personally, I couldn't be saying too much, but I do have a frequent lie that I use when I'm out, not filming, when I'm out in nightclubs, when I get approached, and I've got to confess, I actually say that I'm a shift supervisor at Mackie D's, and sometimes I get so much into it, I even start talking about the badges and everything, and I say, oh yeah, really, and talk about shift work, that kind of stuff. But actually, I'm more interested in what you guys have got to say about lying. So, have anybody of you told an absolute whopper?
Once told someone in a bar that I was a dolphin trainer.
A dolphin trainer?
Yeah.
That's a cracker.
I've been talking to her, and I was a bit drunk, and she was saying, oh, so what do you do? And I said, it just came to me in my head for no reason. I just said, oh, I'm a dolphin trainer. Up in Manchester, we've got a little centre. We just got a new dolphin. It's called Mimi. She's really nice. Feed her with fish from my hand.
She believed there were dolphins in Manchester?
Yeah, and I was telling her, and I developed characters and stories, and at the end I just went, yeah, it's
you were really getting into this line business.
I was loving it, and then she just said, oh, right, and walked off.
Oh, nice one. You should have come out with an interesting fact. Did you know that dolphins have sex 16 times a day, by the way?
You should have been there.
And that's not a lie, that's a fact, honestly.
You would have been useful for my dolphin lying.
Dab hand at it, you see. I think I've just dabbed myself in on TV. Anyway, log on to lateattitude.com and tell us what's the worst lie that you've ever told. And while you're there, let us know what you think we should be talking about next week. Well, that's it from Hull. Thanks to Justine, the Viking FM gang, and our audience. Next week, we're going to be in Castleford and Wakefield. If the radio airs turn to lend a hand. We'll see you then.